like agree. Like father. B, I have heard pronounced b and p. So it kind of depends on your dialect and your community, but B is either b or p. CH is ch, like chin. D, I have heard this pronounced like a D, d, or a T, t. DL is dl, dl. E, like met, bet, EI, or sometimes EE, is G, I've heard pronounced like a G, like g, but I've also heard it more like g, g, g. Then we have an underlined G, which is like there's not an English equivalent, but in Haida it's like hunt, kind of like a cough. H, just a regular English type H. HL is you like touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth and blow. Kind of right up behind your teeth is where you're putting your tongue in that one. I, be like pin, 2 I's is pronounced E, but I've also in some words I hear it pronounced a little bit more like A, like di huidung. You can say it di huidung, or some speakers like my grandma, she might say more like huidung. So that's going to be dependent on your dialect as well. J, I've heard it pronounced j, just like jump, or more like ch. But also, I've heard this one pronounced a little bit more like zh, like almost like a Z sort of sound, zh. So I usually just pronounce it j, just like a regular English J. K, with no markings, it's just a regular K, like kit, kitten, K. There's a K with an apostrophe next to it, so that'll be you like popping the K, just from the normal place in your mouth where you would make an English K. And then there's K underline, which is much more far back in your throat, kind of like at the farthest part back of your mouth before it starts to go down into your throat, is and then there's an underline K with we call it pinch, but it's an apostrophe, so that's like you're clicking that K out from the farther back part of your throat. And L is just regular L, like an English pronunciation, L, like lever, L. And there's a glottal stop L, which has a little apostrophe before it, and that would be like L. The catch, you can't really hear the catch, but you catch your throat and then you say the sound. So L. It's difficult. There's a word la, and the difference between la, just like la 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 la, and la, you can kind of la versus la. There's that kind of catch, and then something that you may have to practice a bit. I still have to practice that one sometimes. If I'm not using it in a word, it's hard for me to remember what to do. Then we have M, which is just like measure, N, like net, N. And G is pronounced ng. You're not going to pronounce it ng. The G isn't hard in that one. It's just ng. and like swing, swing. And there's P with an apostrophe next to it. So it's like a poppy P. One that one of our elders used to teach us all the time in Haida class was tepet, tepet. And so it just pops right out. It's kind of cool. S is just like snake song. T, like top. Then there's a T pinch with the apostrophe next to it. That's one that was in tepet, like earlier. TL is so you kind of touch that same part in the behind your teeth on the top of your mouth with your tongue and go, but there's a little bit more widening of your tongue, I guess, when you do that to make that L sort of feeling. And then there's also TL with a pinch, the apostrophe, and that one's kind of abrupt, more like so tlak is one where you're kind of kicking that out. There's also TS with an apostrophe. That's tsung is a good one. That means teeth or like beaver. Tsung. So you're U is like like foot. U would be oo, like loon. Ooh. W, it's like the English W, but I almost always hear it with that w, like the full follow through with that vowel sound at the end. W. Maybe not every time, but it's like that a lot. So w. And there's also a glottal stop W, which has the apostrophe before it, where it is that noise that you don't really hear, where it just feels like a stop before you say it. So it's very interesting. You have to practice that one a lot. That's one of the ones that trips me up the most. And then there's X, which sounds more like an H, but it's kind of like, instead of just it's, you kind of close down your mouth. I think everybody's going to do this a little differently, especially since we don't have native speakers all over the place anymore. But I think, and what I do is I kind of close down my mouth and and like kind of push the air through a little bit more of a narrow sandwiched space instead of just a regular kind of H sound like hat. This is more like and then there's also an X with an underline, which it's like a bigger, more projected, I think. And it's kind of like rumbling the bottom of my, or like the top of my throat here, like huge, like. And there's Y, which is just like yellow. This was probably already a lot, so don't freak out. Just fiddle around with it. Do the ones that are easy first, and then as you feel a little bit more confident, try some of the weird ones. Like it's so weird to do. Just do it. Like just fiddle around with it. You don't have to try any of your hard words on people yet. You know, just play. It's a good way to do it. Just play around with it. All right. Thank you for speaking some Haida with me. See you next time.